Welcome to the InfoWars Nightly News. It's Wednesday, January the 30th, 2013. I'm David Knight, and here are our top stories.
Tonight on the InfoWars Nightly News, a CIA nominee admits to having advanced knowledge of, quote, enhanced interrogation techniques. Then, a bare-chested TSA protester wins the trial over his airport arrest. And David Knight breaks down the military occupation of urban America. All that and more coming up on the InfoWars Nightly News.
Well, many people turn to Fox News as an alternative to the obviously left-biased CNN, NPR, and the broadcast media. But is it really a fair and balanced alternative? Is it a counterweight to the Democrat cheerleaders that you find in the rest of the media? Is it an alternative news source? Well, that you can trust, that is balanced and fair. Joseph Farah of WND asked the question, is Fox News really different? Farah writes, there's no question other media are even more skewed to the left than News Corporation. That's the parent company of Fox News. But he says, I'm sure it'll be shocking to many Americans just how supportive of the political status quo and the Democratic Party agenda News Corp really truly is. He points out that Rupert Murdoch's organization gave 6 times as much to Barack Obama as it did to Mitt Romney. And he says, don't be fooled by slogans designed to tickle your ears or by clever marketing gimmicks. One of America's biggest problems is control of the news and the flow of information by a state-influenced, if not state-controlled, media. Well, conventional wisdom is being challenged in other ways as well. Just this last week, we had after 51 years, fluoridation was repealed in Windsor, Ontario. City Council there voted to stop fluoridating the water. Well, conventional wisdom is being challenged in other ways as well. After 51 years, fluoridation is being ended in Windsor, Ontario. There was a debate there between the City Council members, some of them appealing to scientific sources, and of course there are different views in the scientific community about the benefits of fluoridation, about the risks as well as the effectiveness of fluoridation in helping people with their teeth. As the mayor pointed out, a lot has changed in the last 60 years. Fluoride is not the be-all and end-all to prevent tooth decay. The motion passed by 8-3. And it's important to note, as the article does, that the fluoride compound being added to Windsor's water supply, hydrofluorosilicic acid, would be illegal to dump in the environment and represents the only chemical we're adding to our water for mass medication. That's an important point to make, and that is that when we treat water with chlorine, that is to kill bacteria, whereas fluoride is medication. And as he points out, one of the other people in the debate pointed out in that city, it's just purely paternalistic that you would force people to take a particular medication, as well as require the city to spend tremendous amounts of money to get rid of the toxic wastes of particular companies that are favored by the regulators. Now, meet the new boss, same as the old boss. Obama's new appointment that he wants to get through for CIA to replace General Petraeus, or Director of CIA Petraeus, John Brennan. We find out that he's not only been a cheerleader in the past for drone strikes. He was what CNN called Obama's drone warrior. But now we find that he's been in the forefront of enhanced interrogation techniques and defending the use of those by the CIA. He was a regular recipient of CIA message traffic about controversial aspects of the agency's counterterrorism program after September 2001, including the use of waterboarding. He has detailed and contemporaneous knowledge of the use of enhanced interrogation techniques. So basically, it looks like we can't count on too much to change at the CIA. Well, remember that former Director Petraeus bragged about the fact that our home appliances would be eavesdropping on us. Well, it should come as no surprise that electronic information devices are riddled with backdoors. The feds are say that critical security flaws found in millions of home and office devices will allow these networking protocol that's called universal plug and play to be used by tens of millions of routers, computer printers, storage devices, smart TVs, and other devices that would let outside attackers invade your home or your business network and cause havoc. Dozens of device manufacturers, including Cisco, Linksys, Netgear, Sony, Siemens, and Belkin, have notified but no one has rolled out any patches yet. It may be by design that they haven't fixed these back doors. Now, in a hopeful sign, we have someone who stood up for his rights, and it looks like that's going to move to the next step of appeal. A TSA protester with the Fourth Amendment written on his chest wins a trial over an airport arrest. If you remember, this is the young man who in Richmond, Virginia, wrote the Fourth Amendment on his chest and took off his shirt as a protest at the TSA checkpoint. This was in December of 2010. He opted out of the radiation-firing nude body scanner and instead chose the enhanced pat-down, where he stripped down to his shorts and staged a silent protest using his body. In the exercise of his rights to free speech, the lawsuit claims, and to petition the United States government for the redress of grievances, he was arrested without probable cause. They arrested him for taking off his shirt and having that written there. They also questioned him to see if he had any affiliation or knowledge of terrorist groups. Now, this was a peaceful, lawful protest about the violations of the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution. And I find it kind of ironic that the agent who singled that out was called Agent Smith, straight out of the Matrix. And they accused him of bizarre behavior. Apparently, a peaceful protest exercising your constitutional rights to complain about constitutional rights that are taken is now considered to be bizarre, but it's perfectly normal for the TSA to do what they do at the airports. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with our special report on the American military invading cities in the U.S.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
Fellow freedom lovers, Alex Jones here with the biggest contest announcement we've ever made. This is so incredibly exciting. We are launching Operation Paul Revere. What did Paul Revere do? He rode through the countryside in New England saying, to arms, the redcoats are coming. Oneth by land, twoeth by sea. And all that evil men and tyrants need to flourish is that good men and women do nothing. Let me officially announce Operation Paul Revere, a $100,000 cash first place winner to be judged by yours truly, Alex Jones. The film can be 3 minutes. It can be up to 2 hours. It can be fiction, nonfiction, documentary, drama. It's got to promote liberty and freedom and expose tyranny and oppression. And it's not just people in the U.S. that can enter. It's folks worldwide. The rules, the details are at Infowars.com/contest. You have to read the rules and officially sign up for this because it's a $100,000 prize, first place, $10,000 second place, $5,000 third place. But just as I did last year with the reporter contest, we are going to crowdsource from the pool of incredible talent out there and hire several official crews to be directors and writers and camera people in Infowars.com produced major films and documentaries that will be put in movie theaters and on cable. And I've got all the connections to get it done. Together, we're going to really give the New World Order hell. This is extremely exciting. I've made over 20 films. One of them alone has reached more than 40 million people on YouTube and Google Video. The Obama Deception, Endgame, Fall of the Republic, Road to Tyranny. Films are the most effective thing I do, but they're very time-consuming. And so I want to turn the power of we the people loose here. And your art, your research, your ideas are unstoppable. We're officially kicking the contest off this Friday. And you've got a little more than 3 months until April 30th. Just a little more than 3 months to produce your documentary or your film and get it out. And it will absolutely reach tens of millions of people. Our normal contest get about 500 entries. That's what $10,000 prize is. This is 10 times that. $100,000 for first place. That's one of the biggest contests out there. In fact, it's the biggest next to Doritos that has $100,000. This is huge, ladies and gentlemen. $115,000 in cash prizes and a shot to have your film produced and financed by Infowars.com. Edit it, upload it to YouTube and one other alternate public video site, and send your entry to Paul Revere at Infowars.com. The animating contest of liberty that Thomas Jefferson talked about is happening right now. The modern battlefield is in the mind more than ever. We use truth. The globalists use lies and deception. The corruption and oppression and high-tech police state is in our face. But the controllers are scared. They intended to use the internet to dominate and control humanity and surveil us. But we've turned their system against them. This is a historic crossroads that we have reached. And I ask you to ride in the year 2013, just as one of the founders of this republic did back in 1775. I'm calling you to arms in the info war because the pen and the video camera is mightier than the sword. Let's go in there and rescue humanity and awaken them and set brush fires in the minds of men and women everywhere. Be part of this contest. You've got 3 months. Put your hat in the ring. Be part of the solution to the corruption and oppression. Be part of the resistance to tyranny. We're looking for the Paul Reveres that will drive a stake through the New World Order's wicked heart.